Alright, today I'm going to be starting a new series in breaking down moment arms, something called moment arms in popular exercises, how to identify them, how they impact resistance, and how you can use these concepts and these strategies in finding moment arms to train smarter. Eventually, I will have an entire exercise library dedicated to finding the moment arms in certain exercises throughout different ranges of motions to help you improve your knowledge, whether you're a beginner lifter or even an advanced lifter. Finding out these moment arms in particular exercises will help you and your training, or help you and your clients if you are a trainer. All right, so have you ever wondered why certain ranges of motions in an exercise are harder than other portions of the range of motion? That reason is moment arms. So if we take a squat, for example, if anyone's done any type of barbell squat, dumbbell squat, lunge, anything, we can all agree that the bottom half, when you're squatting down in the hole, that is the hardest part of the range of motion. And the reason being is what we will go over in the video is the moment arm in that position is the longest. So that bottom half of the range of motion is the hardest, and as you press up, it becomes easier. And the reason being is because the moment arm, as we'll find in this video, the moment arm as you press up becomes smaller. So what is a moment arm? A moment arm is the perpendicular distance between the joint that's moving and a line of force that's acting upon our body. Okay, so in this instance, we have a dumbbell biceps curl. The joint that's moving is our elbow. We call this the axis of rotation. We have our axis of rotation here. Then the line of force, which is acting upon our body, is this 5-pound dumbbell that we have right here. Okay, gravity wants to pull this dumbbell straight down. So we've got our line of force, our axis of rotation, and what we can do is extend infinitely this line of force straight up, straight down, or straight to the side, the right side, straight to the left side, depending on where that line of force is acting upon in different exercises. But in this case, dumbbell biceps curl, gravity is pulling this dumbbell straight down. So we have our line of force, we have our axis of rotation. We will take our blue here and draw our moment arm. Remember, it's the perpendicular distance between these 2 points. So we'll take our blue, we'll draw our distance, and this is our moment arm, this blue right here. And we know this is a perpendicular distance because we have our 90-degree angle right here. All right, so this is how you find a moment arm. Axis of rotation, or the joint that's moving, line of force, 5-pound dumbbell, gravity pulling straight down. This perpendicular distance right here is the moment arm. So now what we will do is we will find the moment arm in these other 2 portions of the range of motion in the dumbbell biceps curl. So we have our lengthened position, we have the mid-range, then we've got the shortened position over here. All right, so how to find a moment arm? We identify the axis of rotation, which is our elbow here, and then the line of force, the contact point of the line of force. In this 5-pound dumbbell here, we can again go down because gravity is pulling down. And this is why we extend infinitely the line of force in the opposite direction. All right, so we have our axis of rotation, we've got our line of force with the point of contact on our body. Now we will draw the perpendicular distance, or the moment arm, of the lengthened position in a dumbbell biceps curl. And we know that this is the perpendicular distance because we have our 90-degree angle right there. So we'll go over to the shortened range, axis of rotation, line of force, take the blue, perpendicular distance is the moment arm. So we can notice here, just in these images, that there are trends throughout the ranges of motions of every single exercise, not just a dumbbell biceps curl. So we can see right here in the lengthened position of a biceps curl that our moment arm is pretty small. Over here in the mid-range, we can see that the moment arm is much larger than it is in the lengthened range. Then over here in the shortened position, we can see we also have somewhat of a big moment arm, but not quite as big as the moment arm here in the mid-range. Now, what does this mean? This means if I duplicate these moment arms and I put them side by side, obviously, just went over, the size of the moment arms are different. Now, why are they different? So we have our lengthen range here, mid-range here, shorten range down here. The longer the moment arm, the more difficult the exercise is going to be, because the distance between the line of force and the axis of rotation is much larger. Your biceps, in this case, in this mid-range, are producing the most amount of force in this mid-range compared to the lengthen range and the shorten range. So the mid-range of a dumbbell biceps curl is going to be the hardest point in an exercise. So now if we revisit the beginning of the video and ask ourselves, why are certain portions of an exercise harder than other portions of the exercise? I said moment arms, right? And this is why. This mid-range, the distance between our elbow and the line of force is the largest. So the biceps are producing the most amount of torque in this particular range of motion compared to the lengthen range and the shorten range. Because we can see here with these two moment arms, it's a little itty baby moment arm. We're still producing torque, we're still producing force in this position, but not as much as we are here in this mid-range. And if you've done a biceps curl, let's say to failure, you fail in this mid-range because this is the sticking point. This is the hardest part of the exercise. So if you're a trainer and you're spotting a client doing a dumbbell biceps curl, as you're spotting, you want to spot them through this sticking point right here in the mid-range, because this is where people fail. This is where the exercise is the hardest. This is where people will cheat because the exercise is the hardest. So why should you care about moment arms? Well, we just explained it in the video. They help you explain why portions of the exercise are harder and why portions of the exercise are the easiest. They can help you or your clients, if you're a trainer, again, train more effectively and train more efficiently. So, for example, if you or a client is struggling to feel, we'll say, your glutes in a squat, knowing how to manipulate your body position and making the moment arm longer to your glutes will make all of the difference. That is the importance of understanding how to find a moment arm and what a moment arm is. So now that you know what a moment arm is and how to find a moment arm, in the next video I'll go more in depth as to why moment arms matter to our exercise and how to use them to train more efficiently. So if you found this video helpful, just drop a like, subscribe, and if you want to see how I apply all of these biomechanics to my own training programs, just click on the link down below.